is, and I know you've been trying to do this, is design something that is completely compliant with the zoning code. You don't want to have to go to the zoning board, even for a special permit, because it just takes so much time.
Yeah.
And make it look good. That's the other thing.
We're trying.
I know.
Gosh.
I know.
Yeah, and like the energy levels are there, and it's almost like going through a divorce. You just make decisions. Yes, sign here, go, buy.
Sign here.
Who take the kids? I don't care.
So think of us as your mediation.
No, it's good. I mean, I got you all here, and it was great, and we got to know each other, and I, generally know what you guys all do, and that's helpful. We're gonna be seeing a lot more of each other in some fashion, at least even on the emails. Working on that green score. I think it may change the requirements as a triple decker. I'm not sure, but we have to take a look at that, Patrick.
The score requirement should be the same. I think it's minimum 3.5, but let me. Yeah.
I think
so. It's the
lot area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the ratio will change, but like the score requirement is the same for a triple decker as it is for a detached house. That metric.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The end result score. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
NR and UR. Yeah.
It does look like we can even build more. It looks like we can build more.
I actually had a question about the target score and the required score. I mean, I'm hitting 0.358 right now. Are they going to reject that because it's not hitting the target score of 0.4, but it is hitting the required score of 0.35? I'm not sure the difference.
If it hits that 0.35, it's technically compliant. The public space and urban forestry planners may encourage you to, the ideal is just is an ideal. So they may encourage you to do additional plantings or something like that. But the requirement is 0.35. If you're meeting that requirement, it is technically compliant.
Okay.
I believe, I think most of our comments were essentially looking for backup and documentation for some of the soil depth and the trees. That's so right. So as long as those pieces, conform to what the landscape plan looks like, 0.35 is your requirement.
Now, I do have a random question, and it is, although we do have a civil engineer in this project, I was like, I don't have a landscape architect, right? So I was like, do I have to keep hiring additional consultants for these things? Can the surveyor do it? Can the architect do it? Who is the one? And I keep seeing civil or landscape architect, but I'm like, who? Patrick knows how to do it, by the way. He's been with us for a while, but yeah.
PSUF prefers that a landscape architect stamp the plans. However, they do accept an engineer or Massachusetts registered architect stamp on the landscape plan. So if you have the engineer stamp, if you have, or your architectural stamp, those satisfy the stamp, satisfy that requirement. Again, like they're always going to encourage encourage you to meet the ideal or to hire a landscape architect, but those are not strict requirements. That's just where they're trying to steer development in Somerville long term.
Yeah, because I do know they put us all in a bucket. It's just registered design professionals. They don't even divide us. It's like we're not the same.
Right. So they are our PSUF division is doing a lot of pretty progressive work in the city, and I mean in urban planning more generally with their kind of overarching pollinator plan for the city and working on these sorts of projects. They're going to just push for the ideal standard, but as long as you're meeting that requirement, they will.
Because that's a state law. It's not a city of Somerville thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's a state. All right.
Yeah, and that's
Patrick. That answers that question. Yeah, that answers that question. Yeah. We were calling the civil guy, but they don't work as fast as us, and I don't want to be calling people and delaying things. So I'm like, oh, we have it. Yeah, so I think we're all set, guys. If you ever want to reach out for whatever, I'm here. Anything you need. We're working right now on that rezoning in Boston, although you guys don't probably care about that, but we're taking a lot of the reference from you, from Somerville, which I actually said, I don't know, because I was using a lot of reference there, but I'm very interested in urban planning, so I always go to those focus groups and all those events. Again, because there's a lot of racial things that go into zonings that we want to address, so I want to make sure that I give my 2 cents on that. And but we do mention you. Sometimes I mention you for bad and sometimes for good. But I know you
Well,
don't make it. You
hey,
just
he presses
enforce it.
good
You don't
press,
even
yeah.
make it. You enforce it, right? You do the research. You provide the data. You provide what's there, and you know they vote. Yeah,
The city council that
That's
it's their code.
that's right.